How's it going, lads? Welcome to another video. This is going to be the pickups from my trip to Washington. Mentioned this last video, but it took me a little bit to get around to filming it. So we got a lot of good stuff. We'll start off first with a Christmas gift I got from my friend Abby there. It's this PlayStation Kid Station, Japanese import. It is, funny enough, made by Atlas. So she gave it to me and I thought that's great. So it's kind of cool. Everything's brand new inside, I believe. At least the game's sealed. I'm not sure about the controller. I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, this Mickey Mouse is a controller. So it is interesting. I don't think I even play this. I don't have a Japanese PS1. But, you know, just a cool item to have in the collection. Next up, we got a couple random things from I think this was from Legendary Games to Vancouver. We got Pit Fighter on the Lynx. Just another, don't see Lynx games very often, so if I see a new one, I try to pick it up. And then the last Atlas NES game I needed was Golf Grand Slam. So, happy to find this one. You know, I don't think it's too uncommon, but it is Atlas, and first one I've seen in forever. I'm like 3 trips there, so happy to grab that. This is the only non-video game I got, but it was still something kind of cool. I was at one of the Goodwills and found this World of Warcraft Cataclysm soundtrack, which I like the game. I like Cataclysm. Not that it was the best expansion by any means, but I just thought that'd be cool to have, so I grabbed it. It was like $1.50. It was half off, so, you know, might as well. And another little Snickle Fritz. This was, I can't remember where I got this from. I believe this was from Sunken Treasure video games in Vancouver. We got a copy of Minecraft on PS3. Only real reason I have this is, again, just to test controllers. It makes it really easy, and, you know, might as well. Minecraft's a fun game. I won't play it, but it's nice to have that for testing controllers. And then from Gameopoly in the Dalles, I picked up Friends, the one with all the trivia. I love Friends. I know a lot of people don't like the show or meme on it, but it's a good show. I liked it. I grew up watching it with my parents, so, you know, lots of nostalgia. And my brother, too, so sure, why not? It's a cheap game. And then from Tappers, which is in the Portland area. I can't remember all the names of the different suburbs and towns, but we got Ogatai and Ogatai 2 on Xbox, as I throw on the ground. But yeah, these are ones that I've been kind of wanting for a little while. I had a disc-only copy, I believe, I had Ogatai 2 at some point, and I sold it. I don't think it was complete, though. I can't remember. It was like 2 years ago when I got this lot that came in. But always kind of wanted it after I sold it again, so happy to have them. And then this is from Top of the Line Games, or Total, in the Portland area. I think it's more in the Hillsboro. I can't remember, again. Stuff was pretty highly priced there, so I didn't grab a ton, but I did grab Trails of Cold Steel 1 and 2, just like in the Japanese RPGs. Then a couple GameCube, just kind of impulse buys. We got Lost Kingdoms complete, another RPG one to keep, and then Ultimate Muscle, just because it's one of those harder to find, more obscure ones, and I thought, I haven't bought anything too expensive yet, so might as well grab that. And that all changes soon, but not to spoil. From Double Jump Video Games, I traded in bits of stuff and decided to grab a bunch of good stuff. So we got Vanguard Bandits complete, which is one I've sold disc only twice and was really wanting to keep one to play, so happy to complete one. Phantasy Star 2, it's the last mainline Phantasy Star I needed for my collection. This is also complete, I believe. It even has a map, which is nice. Yeah, I think I have 1 through 4. I think 4 is loose, but that's a cardboard box. It's harder to find complete. Then a couple working design games. You got Ironstorm, which I'll probably not play because it does not look like my type of game, but working design logo means I wanted it. And then another one, Sega Ages, which is pretty expensive for just being a little compilation. I believe that's what it is, compilation disc. Either way, happy to have them. Good to have in the collection. Didn't pay too much for them, but they are expensive games, so glad to snag those. And then we get into some really big Holy Grails. I got 2 on this trip. One, I guess, technically wasn't on the trip, but when I first stayed or first half of the trip, I wasn't stopping at any stores, wasn't looking or game hunting because I was really not trying to spend too much money. And backwardly failed. I was scrolling through Facebook and saw someone was selling a game that I've wanted for a while. I even tried to do a challenge to make enough money to buy it, and then failed that challenge on my other channel. But anyways, I was happy to see this for a reasonable price, and I snagged it. It is Magic Knight Rayarth, fully complete. Has the registration card, I believe. Yeah, case is in nice shape. Looks really mint. I don't think it's missing the phone like most Saturn games are, if I remember correctly. Yeah, but complete besides that. Really happy to have that. And then we went to Retrograde Game Trader, which is an expensive store, but they usually have a really good selection because they price things up a lot higher. And I realized I'm really close to my Alice collection, so I kind of went through and was able to complete 2 sets. I looked through the Super Nintendo games, and they had Blazion, GP1 Part 2, and Super Valis 4 on Super Nintendo, which are the last 3 Atlas games I needed Super Nintendo. So I completed 2 sets for me at this trip. All pretty good shape. Blazion a little bit worn on the back, but doesn't matter to me. And then the biggest one ever. I did not expect to see this game, and I honestly never thought I'd get it complete. But as I was walking in, I was looking at their glass cases with their higher-end stuff, and they had sitting there a box and cartridge-only copy of Crusader of Senti. And this is a really hard-to-find Genesis game, especially in the box, because it's cardboard, so if anyone bought this game back then, they threw it away. But I've had the cartridge and manual for years now. I got them way before the pandemic, before prices shot up, so honestly pretty cheap for how they go for nowadays, but I just had a replica case, not a original box. And when I saw this, I was like, oh, this is actually not a horrible price because I can complete it with my manual and then sell an extra cartridge to make back the cost. It is not in the nicest shape. It's definitely got some crushing and warping on the bottom there. The inner tray is pretty crushed. Feel like the box had some slight water damage. It's kind of warped, some dents on the front here. But, you know, in a protector, it looks great. So, yeah, that is a lot of money on games, some really expensive Grails, but I'm actually only 40 games away from my complete Alice collection. As far as I know, there's no like easy Wikipedia list of just all the ones that came out in North America. I've tried doing like looking them all up, but there's some missing. But at least the list I was able to make when I first started going after this, I'm only 40 away, which is incredible. Like that's very few games to grab. And there's not too many expensive ones. There's a couple big ones, you know, there's Jack Bros missing, still the Amazing Tater, and Tail Concerto. Those are probably the most expensive 3 left, but everything else is not that, like, ridiculous, you know. I have some cheaper Wii and DS games I just need to find, because I just haven't found them yet. But anyways, yeah, that is my pickups from the trip. Some great games, great sets completed, and yeah, just kind of, I'm still just stunned to walk in and find this. This is so hard to find. But that's going to do it for me today, guys. If you enjoyed watching, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. You can check out my second channel where I focus more on reselling if you want. You'll probably see more games frequently there than here. And yeah, have a good one.